implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers, and those viewers can join this growing community, post tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll review and share with everyone. Now, onto the show, onto the intro. You can see it says NGINX reverse proxy setup. I'll show you how to do all of that today. Now, let's go back. Here we go. I think I can make this a little bit taller. So, yeah, perfect. Okay. For some reason, the webcam is finally working today. I don't know, it refused to work yesterday. Now it's actually showing up. It's super weird. And obviously, the old phone, the old Android phone, is being used as a webcam as well. And I just realized another weird thing is it's the Android phone. It's actually cropped properly. Yesterday when I was doing live streams, it was actually a little bit wider, and I said I haven't changed any of the settings. It's so weird. Oh, I just realized the camera. So weird. The webcam actually just became wider all of a sudden too. That is really, really strange. Anywho, let's continue here. So if you need to manage your password securely for digital privacy, you can self-host using Vaultwarden. It's an open source Bitwarden-compatible server using Podman Desktop. This approach provides a graphical interface for users who prefer to avoid the command line. This actually came up, I actually needed this very recently. I do live stream on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. So the interesting thing is on Odyssey, on Rumble they were saying I should download and I should use the Rumble wallet. So I tried to do it, and it was asking for some type of password manager. I was like, what are you talking about? So I didn't want to use obviously the Google one. I didn't want to use the Samsung one on the phone. They said you could have a self-hosted solution. I was like, do I need to put up Vaultwarden again? That was kind of interesting. I did manage to finally get it working. I think I used something called Samsung Pass. Not happy with that, but maybe I might switch over to Vaultwarden. All right. So if you don't know what an NGINX reverse proxy is, that's basically it's NGINX will act as a secure gateway between the internet and your home server. Instead of exposing Vaultwardens directly, the proxy receives all incoming requests first. It handles the SSH encryption, as I said before, that's HTTPS, and forwards the traffic to your container. This setup is critical because Vaultwarden requires a secure HTTPS connection for many features to work properly in modern browsers. So if you guys don't know, there's a lot of applications out there. For example, something like this, which is a password manager, where it has to be HTTPS, it has to be secure. But you guys might not want to use a self-signed certificate, or you don't want to touch the command line. So that's what this NGINX reverse proxy. I'll show you how to set up very easily. Everything will be in the BUIs for everything here. So let's get started. So what you do need is you need to have Podman Desktop. I think this is going to be the third tutorial where I've used Podman Desktop. I personally find it a little bit heavy, but I know you guys don't. Most of you guys don't like using the command line. So Podman Desktop is cross-platform compatible. You can see here there's a version for Windows and obviously macOS. I'm on Linux, so it's very simple. I just installed it, sudo dnf install podman-desktop from Fedora from the repositories. Then you can run the application. And then setting it up, it's very, very simple. You simply go to, you know what? I'm going to skip this part because I'll be talking twice. So what I mean is the information is here in the information is here. You just follow along. I'm saying if you want the written one, it's all here. I'm saying I'm going to repeat the same thing over again, so it doesn't make sense for me to say the same thing over and over again. So, and then for the reverse proxy, it's the same thing. You guys will see me. I'll pull these images and then we'll set them up. Here are the screenshots if you prefer the graphical one. And I set up Vaultwarden before, and that's the previous one where I set it up on the command line using Podman Compose. Of course, if you have Docker, you can follow on it as well. Even if you have Docker, you can still use it with Podman Desktop as well, because Podman was meant to be a drop-in replacement for Docker. So for most stuff, especially if you're running it locally or for yourself, it's literally just a drop-in replacement. So here, see all the screenshots here. I said we'll go through all this, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but if you prefer to see the screenshots, you can take them from here. This we're live, and we're live. So if I play this video, there we go. So I'm going to stop right there. Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Now let's actually get started with Vaultwarden. Before I do, I'm going to make sure this live streams are all working. Sometimes. I remember one funny story from last year where I was, what is it? I was doing a live stream. 40 minutes in, somebody put a comment saying, "Hey man, I don't know if this is a joke, but your screen is black." I'm like, what are you talking about? Then I saw in OBS it was a black screen. I'm like, oh, man, I've been talking for like 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I have to basically redo this thing again. Anywho, and if you're joining this, if you're joining us from the podcast, the Tech Runs, kudos to you guys. Thank you very much for subscribing and listening. All right, so yeah, so Podman Desktop. I'll show you how I installed it. I can go to the software manager, and I'll show you. This is the software manager for GNOME. Most of the distros come with some type of software manager, so all you do is just go to the whatever the name is. This one's called GNOME software. So if, for example, I just type Podman in here, and you can see Podman Desktop. There's also Cockpit. Those all come up. Oh, it's a little bit slow. Okay, we'll see the first one, Podman Desktop. You see there's different others as well, which you can do the same thing in Cockpit, as I said, pods, box body. You can obviously do in a container. So Podman Desktop, this is the one, and you see I've already installed it. That's why I can just click open here. It's a single UI for managing Podman and the container engines. That's what I say. It's not just Podman. You can control others. For example, you can control Kubernetes and other types of Linux type, other types of containers, including Dockers. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open up the application. So just Podman Desktop. It's going to open up. Here's what it looks like. Now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Hopefully it's hopefully it will come out looking okay for you guys who are on the vertical screen. Alright, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So that should be, you guys should see that. So what we're going to do is, give me a second here, make sure everything is fine. Yeah, so what we're going to do is, we need to create a folder. So we need to be, so obviously now it's installed and I've run it. But before we actually start, we need to do a few things. So I'm going to open up the file manager here. Where is my file manager? I'll split this up. Okay, now I'm going to show this to you. Okay, so here we go. Whatever your file manager is, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go to tutorial, and there should be Vaultwarden. I'll have to create another one. Vaultwarden. So here you see it's whatever folder you want. It can be your home folder, doesn't matter. So what you need to do is you need to create two folders. One is for the data for Vaultwarden. Another one is going to be for Let's Encrypt. So I'm going to do this graphic because I promised not to touch a command line. So here I'm going to call this one VW-data. Oops, looks like the keyboard there is a little bit weird. Another one is I'm going to create an npm. And oops, and what's wrong with this key? npm. Okay, go inside the npm folder. We're going to create one for data. And that's obviously for the NGINX Proxy Manager. Okay, that's what npm stands for. I could have come up with a better name, that's fine. And also it's going to be for Let's Encrypt. Hope I spelled that right. Let's Encrypt. Yeah, that looks like it's spelled right. Again, what is wrong with this? The keyboard is like the number 4 key. I didn't even touch the number 4 key, but it looks like it's has a mind of its own. So what I did is for the NGINX Proxy Manager, I created two folders. One is for data, one is for Let's Encrypt. Even if we're not going to use Let's Encrypt, it demands that you create one, otherwise it won't start. So it just create it. And then here we have this VW data. This will be for the for the Vaultwarden. So that's all you need to do. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, now this is this is not a tutorial on Podman Desktop. This is a tutorial on Vaultwarden, and that's what we're considering. I've gone through this several times. So all you need to do is go to your you can go to containers. Excuse me. So actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that yet. I think, yeah, let's go to images. So you go to images, and what you do is you pull in Vaultwarden, and you pull in the NGINX Proxy Manager. I'll show you how to do that. What you do is you click on pull here. What is wrong with this number 4 key? Jeez. What is wrong with this number 4 key? It's like ticking me off. Yeah, so here you put in a name. So there's two names you put in. The first one is going to be, just copy paste this one. Come on, jeez. This number 4 key is like it's stuck. Oh, come on. Okay, this is being a pain. Okay, let me check the keyboard. Maybe something's wrong with the keyboard. Okay. Hopefully that gets, okay, looks like it stopped. I'm just pasting and it's like being annoying. Okay, there we go. So you see, Vaultwarden /server, and you get the latest version. There's obviously different versions. One is for the ARM, one is for Alpine, but just get the latest version. I'm guessing you people are on some type of x64 type system, so that's what you do to get the latest version. And then you hit pull, and it will pull it. And then the other one is the Proxy Manager, and that one is JC21 / NGINX hyphen. I don't know why that one's actually not showing up. Maybe I put the R key there. Okay, so maybe now it will work. Yeah, so that's one here, and then you just click on pull image, and we'll pull that image as well. So when that's done, then you have you have to I guess by default we pull it from Docker. It's Docker IO, so we pull both of those images. Then after pulling the images, a lot of instructions will tell you to start them. Don't start them yet, and I'll explain to you why you don't start them yet. So after that, I do have a live chat. This is from Krishna Andu. Says, I'm using Docker Desktop for hosting N8N. Would Podman be a better option? I feel updating Docker containers is very annoying. Now does it work on Podman? Absolutely. Yes. Oh, sorry, I said Podman Desktop. I said Docker Desktop. Absolutely. One of the good things about Podman is that it's rootless, so you don't have to have a super user permissions. Now, the only thing that you have to be careful with is because it's rootless, there are some port numbers. I believe every port number that's less than I think it's 100. Is it 100 or 1,000? I can't remember. I think it's less than 1,000. It won't allow you. I mean, you can do some things around it, but what you can do, just map the ports a little bit differently, and you'll be fine. So, for example, if it's like 9,000, you're okay. If your port is like 443 or 80, that one you will need to map it to another port on your host. For example, you have to use like 8080 or 8433, and you'll be perfectly fine. I have done, for example, stuff like OpenSign. The instructions for those were for Docker. I was able to convert it into for Podman and Podman Desktop. Yes, I definitely recommend using Podman and Podman Desktop as well, because I said that for that reason as well. So you don't have to run everything. The problem with Docker is it runs as a root user, so that's what I definitely would highly recommend. Okay, so so after you pull the images, don't start them yet. What you do is you go to networks, and then when you go to networks, you can see I already created one here. I'm going to delete this one. I'll create a new one. So delete, yes. So what you do is you click on create and just give it a name, Vaultnet, or whatever name you want. So then hit create. Then what it will do, you see it has created a network, right? So the reason you need this is it's a bridge. So what this will do is it will the containers we're going to create. It will what's what I'm looking for? It will put them to they will be able to communicate with each other, because remember, we want our NGINX Proxy Manager to communicate with the proxy with the Vaultwarden. So you can use an old one, like I can use this bridge and etc. But I'm just this might be your first time running this, so that's why I recommend you create one like this, and then you can reuse it. So then we go to containers. You see here it says there's no containers running. Of course, there's no containers right now. So what you do is you can click create here, or you can so don't click on this one. This confused me, because when you click on this one, it's going to pull in something like this. So you don't need to do that. Just click on create. It'll give you a couple of options here. It'll say create a new container. Choose the following: create a container from a container file, or create a container from an existing image stored in the local registry. So I don't have a container file. Well, technically I do, because I said I did this before, but I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to pick one from an existing image, because remember we got those two images. So we click existing image. Then it's going to ask you to select. Remember, we have two of them. We have the Vaultwarden and we have the Proxy Manager. So I'm going to pick the Vaultwarden first. So I click on that one, and you see there's some from the registries, but we have the local one. So this is the one I want, the local one. Click on that, and then you just click on. You can click on run image. That's a weird that's a little weird cork because I thought it would automatically start, but it doesn't, which is actually a good thing. So it gives you more options. Now here, you see by default it's going to use it says local port for 80. 80 is inside the container. It's going to use 9,000. That's perfectly fine. We don't have to touch that. So 9,000 is perfect. So we're going to leave that. And then you see volumes here. So volumes here, we need to remember we created that folder, the vw-data. So we want that one here. So what we do is we click on this for path to the host. We click on this. If you remember, it was here, this one here, the VW data. So click on that, select it. It's using the full path. That's fine. But I'm saying is I could simply have done a relative path. Again, that's perfectly fine. And then the path inside the container. That one is oops. That's one I didn't want that. So just put /data. That's all you need to do. Which is a way to delete this. Just /data. That's all you need to do. Then. You don't need any actually for the environmental variables you actually do need one. So this one it's going to be domain. You also need a domain, and it's going to be https:// you can make whatever name you want, vw.domain.tdl. okay. So you can also have environmental files, but this is perfectly fine. Now we'll go to networking. And let's go here to the port. Oh, is it ports? No, we did the ports. Where is the part to put in networking? Create a network stack. Networking. I thought I'd be able to pick it here. Maybe under advanced. Surprised there's no place to get the network. We have to add it later. Oh, container name. I forgot to put a container name here. Vaultwarden. Vaultwarden. What is the network stuff? Add no, I don't want that. Oh, it's weird. There's networking here by defines container host name, create stack and security. Why? That's weird. I thought I'll be able to pick a network. Creates a network stack on the default. Not networking, use a host, use another container, user defined network. Okay, user defined network. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is a little bit weird because I did it in the command line. There we go. So you have to pick user defined network and use Vaultnet. So now we can hit start container. Then we hit start container. You see it has started. We can actually look at the log. You see here's the log, everything is up and running. It says it has already created the private keys and all of that, so that's great. And here's the summary. So this is now up and running. So we can click the X here and we'll see our Vaultwarden is up and running. Now we have to create another container. Again, we're going to use the existing image. This time we're going to use the proxy, this guy here. Then we click run image, and here we're going to give this one npm, the name. Now we're going to this kind of you see by default it's going to grab all these ports and put them give them all 9001. So this is because it expects you to automatically what do you call it? It automatically redirect everything here, but we don't actually want that. So but the first one 443 to 903, that's perfectly fine. Second one port 80. You want to go to 902 because I'll explain to you why I'm doing that. Is because some applications, like there's a Vaultwarden, and they want to be able to, for some weird reason, they still want to have the non-secure port. So if it doesn't exist, you have to restart all over again. So just make sure it exists, and then this one, the TCP port for 81, let's give it 903. Okay, and then we don't need any environmental variables or any. Oh, we need some volumes. Forgot about that. So this one, remember we created those volumes. So again, we click this guy. You see the VW data. Vaultwarden has already added. You see the temp folder added these databases as well. So we go here npm, and we go npm. We go to the data folder, and that one is going to be inside the container. It's going to be data /data. Okay, then I create another one. We use this guy. We go, and this one is obviously let's encrypt. And that one is going to be to /etc/let's encrypt. Now this one here doesn't matter, but this one I have to make sure it's spelled properly because this is a let's encrypt. I hope that's how you spell that's encrypt. Okay, fine. Now if you remember, the other thing we need to do is we need to go to networking. We need to create a what do you call it? A network. Use host. What is it? User defined network, that one we created before, and we're going to use this in Vaultwarden. So then we can start our container. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here, but I believe this is done. You see, it already created some SSL certificates as well, which is great. So we can look at the log file. It's the same thing, and then the summary. So this should also be running, and I can tell it's running because I can actually exit here. So it's running. You see, both of them are running. So now we have our containers up and running. They have been added to the network. All right. Now, if you want to use vw.domain.tdl or whatever you want, you have to do that in your hosts. You have to do that in your hosts file, and I'll show you how to do that. The host file does exist on all platforms: Mac, Windows, obviously Linux. I think the one on Mac is the same as the one on Linux. I don't know the location of Windows one. You guys can find that out. You simply just search for hosts and you'll find it. So I need to drop to the command line here just briefly, and I'll just show you my hosts file because I did edit it. So I'll just use nano here. It's nano/etc/host because I'm on Linux. You see down here, the last one should be, you see, I put 127.0.0.1 and vw-domain.tdl. If you're just using IP addresses, you don't need to do that. Or whatever name you decided to use. Okay, back to here. Now, our guys are running, our containers are running, so we're actually done with Podman Desktop for now. Now, instead, what we can do is, actually, I need a web browser, so I'm going to use this one, Chromium browser. Okay, now if you remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Proxy Manager. That's the first thing we're going to do. So you can simply use localhost or whatever else you want to use. I'm going to use localhost, but you can use the IP address, or you can use something else. So you see, localhost, I went localhost 9003. So if you remember, instead of using 9001 for everything, there was 9000 and there was port 9001, port 9002, and port 9003. So that's why I went to 9003 here. Sorry. So you just need to create some type of user to log in here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my full name. Which I should put my name there. Email address. The one word is used for these tutorials. And then it's asking for a password. Okay, then hit save. So I'm in. Now, I just remembered. This is the first time we're using NGINX Proxy Manager. So you only need to do two things, and I'll show you what those two things are. So what you do is you need to add a certificate. So you click them in the menu. Usually, if you're on a wider screen, it will show there will be a what do you call it, tabs here which you can click on. So in this case there's not, obviously, so we go here and we go to certificates. There's no certificate, so then we click add certificate, and then you see it gives you a couple of it gives you three options, right, to create a certificate. You can use Let's Encrypt via HTTP. That's why I was telling you that don't redirect it, because you might need that's what I'm saying, that's what the main reason. Don't do that. You can do it via DNS. Now, this Let's Encrypt, obviously you require a remote connection, meaning a public IP, which I do not have because I'm doing this locally. So I'm just going to create a self-signed certificate. So I'm going to pick this one. But if you want a server remotely, definitely pick one of these ones. I would probably recommend do this one, or if you have control of your DNS, do this one. Okay. So then it says the name here. I'll just say Vaultwarden. Oh my, how do you spell Vault? oh, guys, keyboard. Vaultwarden. Okay, then it says choose a key. So if you have already created a key, you can pick it here, and then you will be able to. It says keys. with a passphrase are not supported, so you can add a custom key. I thought I was able to generate one. Did I generate one from the command line? I don't think so. I thought it generated one for me. Keys, key files protected with a passphrase are not supported. Oh, it says add. I thought it was going to generate one for me. Huh. Can I just hit save? It will generate one? Let me try that. No. Oh man. I thought Oh, it looks like I must have generated one, so I guess I lied when I said this generates one for. It looks like you have to generate. I thought there's a way to generate one. Okay, I guess I was wrong. So it looks like we have to generate the certificate ourselves. So let's go back to the command line. I think I know why I didn't do that. The reason I didn't do that is because I was expecting. I wonder if I can use this one as already pre-generated. Wasn't there just a key generated somewhere? Okay, I guess not. Let me see if there's an existing one. Oh, that's for let's encrypt this data. Let's encrypt. Okay, go custom SSL. Okay, I guess that's why it saves them. So we do need to create one. So that's fine. Do I still have the terminal open? I guess not. Okay, so I'll just create one. I'll just create a simple one. You guys have seen me do this several times. Let me see. When's the last thing we did? I can't even remember. I'm trying to figure out when was the last time we actually used something. Let me see here. Is it from here? I did something recently where I had to generate a key. I'm trying to figure out where that was. Am I crazy? I remember okay, just give me a second here. I'm losing my mind here. Where are the... Okay, I have to go to jumbo.com. I know I generated one a key very recently. Did I do one for Nextcloud? I guess not for Nextcloud. So let's see. It's page 2. Okay, I might have to search for that one. Oh. Is it Rust Desk I had to create one for? Let me see, I think I had to create one for Rust Desk. Oh, alright, let me go back to this folder. Now, I know... Do I still have Rust Desk here? Do I have a key? No. Open sign, do I have to create? No, I did not. Wow, well, I can't remember when the last time I created a SSL key. It's definitely it was definitely Vaultwarden. I had to create one. Okay, this is like annoying me. Let me open up gaming here. And we'll go here. Sorry about that. I thought I had all that information. Okay, so let's see, where is the documents, articles. I'm trying to find that one-liner where I know I'm not crazy. I know I created one very recently. Podman, local send, private ad blocker, quadlets, archived. Okay, let's see. Sterling PHP shrink. What's this shrink? Maybe it's in here. No, that's not in shrink. Home Assistant. Let's see Rust Desk. Copy the key. I must have deleted. I see what happened. I must have deleted the some of the things I did. Let's see if it's in Rust Desk one. Okay, I cannot see one, so okay, that's fine. I will. I keep. Oh, I must have deleted it. Okay, so that's what happened. I did delete it. So I have to make sure that I don't delete it in the future. So one-liner to generate. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this one, and this time I'm going to make sure I'm gonna make sure I save it so we don't run into this ever again. So let's go here. Oh, I don't have it here. Oh my god, it's right in front of me. Okay, that's embarrassing. Go back to the command line. Okay, because I'm using Markdown. So here we go. This is the command. It's just a one-liner. So I'll explain what this does. Open SSL, and then we create a key for 365 days. Well, 10 years. I guess that's 10 years. No, yeah, 10 years. And then out is going to be Vaultwarden key, and then the certificate. So and then the subject line will say vw.domain.tdl. So that's our key. So there we go. All right. So the key has been created in the Vaultwarden folder. So we don't need this anymore. Yeah. So here's the key, and this is our certificate, and this is the key. So if we go back here, we go to custom certificate, choose key, and we go tutorial Vaultwarden. And I think it was key, or if that was key. Yeah, key, and then the certificate. So we click that. Here's the certificate. You can ignore this one here, the intermediate one. So hit save. Oh, the name, Vaultwarden. Vaultwarden, is that how you spell Vaultwarden? Okay, yeah. So now we have our key. It's a custom key. It was created, it expires 10 years from now. It hasn't been used yet. Obviously, if you don't need it anymore, you can simply renew or download or delete it. Okay, so that's our key. Now, what we need to do is we need to go to hosts, and you see it says proxy hosts. So click on proxy. Well, I can't speak. I apologize. Proxy hosts. And now we just need to add the proxy host. So we just add proxy host here, and you see the domain. So for our domain it was vw.domain.tld, and then it says here, oh, that's domain name. It's going to create it here. So of course we want to use HTTPS, right? And then it says forward name, host name /IP. Now, because we're using containers, we don't actually need to put the full host name or anything. Instead, what we'll do is we'll use a container name. So remember, we created as Vaultwarden. Remember in Podman Desktop was Vaultwarden, and the forwarding port, the port we want to forward is 80. So 80, and then it's going to be public accessible. All these options, just leave them as is. What you do next is you go to SSL here. SSL, you see SSL, then it says none. Obviously, you don't want none. You pick the certificate. You see we have this Vaultwarden one, so we pick that one. You can also request another one you want, but so we pick that one. And then these options where it says force SSL, click that, change that to yes. These are the other options: HTTP version 2, HSTS, etc. You can just leave those as this and hit save. Hit save. What is going on here? Why is it not working? Save. Save. Come on. I don't know why it's not saving. Did I miss something? The domain name went away. Are you seriously? vw. Oh, okay. This is another thing I hate about this type of stuff. When you type in the domain, you can't just leave. I think you have to. Yeah, okay. You have to press enter. It's really annoying. Then now I can hit save. There we go. So stuff. So obviously, if you want, you can then delete it or disable it. So now we have that's the NGINX Proxy Manager. So that's we're done with the NGINX Proxy Manager. Now you can create others as well. So what this does is, when somebody goes to HTTPS Vaultwarden, it will redirect them to Vaultwarden to the container. So I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So here we are. So here in our URL, all we need to do is remember 9,000. Remember that? So we just type HTTP colon localhost, and we just say 9,000. And as you can see, it will take us here, and it's not complaining about the SSL certificate or anything like that. So it says login required to continue or create an account. Obviously, we don't have anything, so we do need to create an account. It's the first time. So let's create our account. It's asking for an email address. Again, we're going to use the same email address we used before. This is for obviously testing localhost, and the name, I'll just say Edward here, it's fine, and hit continue. It says an error account insecure, not allowed. All URLs must use HTTPS. Okay, so what we do here is, I don't know, why did it not redirect us? HTTPS. Okay, so what was that one? 901 was it? I think it was. Okay, so that's not working. I think it was, what did I put in here? Already forgot. So let's try this one. Can I copy that? I'm not even sure if it's copied. What if I just remove this 80? Oh, I should actually maybe just go to https://vw.domain.tdl. Is it 9,000? Oh, come on. Sheesh. Oh, you know what? Okay, this is annoying me. Let me go back to the article here and see what URL I'm using here. Oh, I can't even see it. It's so tiny. Okay, I'll open up another browser and see which one it is. Oh, it's 9003. Oh, it's 9003. So I just went to localhost 9003. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's what it was. Oh, 9002. It's 9002. So, oh no, that's, so if we go to vw.domain, if I say 9002, it says, why can it be reached here? It's weird. It's localhost 9001. Oh no, that's the wrong one. VW 9000, it says it's 9001, and okay, so according to this, it's https vw.domain.tdl colon 9001. Okay, there we go. Proceed. Did I spell something wrong? Why is it bad getaway? Okay, I must have spelled something wrong somewhere. Let me just double check. Looking at the screenshots, how did I get that working? Definitely 80. Accessible. Oh, okay. I think I might have. Let me edit this. Let's go here, edit. So this was on. Going to that one. And SSL. Force enable yes. WebSocket support yes. 84. Vaultwarden. Spelled that right? Vaultwarden. So this is the scheme to S, and it's vw.domain.tdl. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go back here and refresh. Okay, let me try HTTP. Why does it say bad? Plain HTTPS sent to HTTPS relay. Insecure HTTPS. Oh, maybe let me remove this. Maybe this will work. No, that's colon T. Let's say 9000 and let's say 9000. Nope. 9001. Bad open resty. I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's being a pain. Of course it's going to be a pain when I have this. 2003 and self-signed certificate. Load it up. It's 80. That's on. Vaultwarden. PW domain, that's fine. The scheme is HTTPS. Okay, I want to remove this first one. Maybe that's a problem. Let's try that. Nope, doesn't make a difference. It could also be maybe that I'm using some cached stuff as well. That could also be it, but yeah, that should work. Let's try 2. 2 doesn't work. Does 3 work? 9,000. Wow, okay. Localhost 9,000. You have to create an account. But this is not the yeah, that I don't know why that's not working. This should be, I mean, this will work, but it will give some warnings. That's perfectly fine. But I'm just wondering why. I'm wondering if it's because it's a http www.domain.tld. So this site cannot be reached. Refuse connection. Let me actually ping this. Is that my terminal still open? Yes, I do have the terminal still open. Let me ping this. So ping what is it? VW domain. I must have made a mistake. So if you guys know where I made that mistake, please let me know. Yeah, that's working perfectly fine. Clearly I'm able to access. I do not know why that's not working. Let's look at the log files. Maybe there's something in the log files that I probably made a mistake. Oops, the wrong one. I probably made a mistake somewhere. And okay, so this is the one here. I'm going to look at this one. Let's look at the summary, the logs. It's reloaded. It says fetching API. Oh, wrong one. Oops. The one I want. The one I want. And let's look at the logs. It says as launched 0080. Yeah, so it goes to 0080. So I'm able to receive. I'm able to go to this port 80 on HTTP. Oh, you know what it is? I wonder if I made a mistake with the. Here. I wonder if I made a mistake. Okay, I need to look at this container. I might have made a mistake with the containers themselves. I don't think so, but let's look at the summary. Port 9000 is correct. Is the folder paths also correct? Yeah, folder paths are correct because it was able to create that. And unless it's not connected to the network. Then yeah, the group name is Vaultwarden. Oh, you know, I wonder if it might not be connected to the network because I don't see anything here about the network. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the summary here. Oh, that you know what? That actually makes sense. I don't see anything here about the network. Let me go to the second one and see if that one. Which one is MPN? Let's go to the summary. Yeah, I don't see anything about a network here as well. Yeah, I don't see anything about a network. If we go to inspect, is there a network? Let me see if it is let me see if it's connected to the network. It might not be connected to the network. I might have to stop it and start it again. No, it is. It says Vaultnet here. Ah, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense now. You see, it's a Vaultnet, but it didn't. Yeah, it did assign an IP address, so it does have an IP address. Okay, so let's go check the other one. Vaultwarden itself. Go to inspect, and Vaultnet, and also has an IP address. So they're both working. They're connected to the same network. I'm wondering why they cannot communicate with each other. That is super weird. Yeah, that is super weird. So let me try a different approach. Here we go again. So I'm just going to type local, I'm going to go to http //localhost 9000. So it redirected me here, but this one is I think we did this before, nothing happened, so I'll try it again. And what is, I forgot, is this supposed to be, oh, the name, that's what we said, Edward. It says, an error has occurred, insecure URL not allowed, all URLs must use HTTPS. Okay, so HTTPS. And then it says, can't provide. I don't know why it's doing that. https://vw.domain.tld without a port number. The site cannot be reached. Details. Why cannot be reached? (9001). Why did it say that? TLD. Okay. Colon 9001. Oh, wait a minute. It's redirecting to TL. So I must have made a mistake somewhere, but I don't see why I made that mistake. Okay, so yeah, I just realized it's clipping off the letter D, right? When I go to here. No, okay. Oh, okay, that was my fault. Why is it bad gateway? I don't open rest. Okay, so let me. I might have to redo this again. I don't know what's going on here. This is super embarrassing. This is why I prefer the command line. You see, because I can tell when things go wrong. So let's go here and check out this container, and let's look at the logs. Make sure I must have made a mistake somewhere, which I can't figure out. That ticks me off. Can I do a search? Yes, I can. So let's say vw.domain. Oh, there's no result. Okay, so it's not in the spec. So here. Oh, this is NGINX. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Let's go to inspect. I'm going to search for vw.domain.tld. There's only one of one. Yeah, so the domain is correct. https://vw.domain.tld domain.tld. So this is perfectly fine. And obviously it's not in this one as well. I'm just wondering why in the world is it like that. They should be communicating with each other, but I have no idea why. I don't know why it's not working. Let me look at this settings. Maybe I made a mistake here as well. Sometimes weird stuff happens. So let me inspect here for 9001, 9001, 9002, 9003. So 81, 80, 80. Yeah. So 443 is supposed to redirect to 9001. Yeah. So it's there. They're all there. All the ports are there. Yeah, the ports are there. 80, 80 to 80, 40, 43, and 903. So basically, when you just type in this one, it redirects you to 901 automatically. But it doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Let me see if I have EW. No, there's no results. Of course, there should be no results. Let's see here. EW. Yeah, here's the domain. This is for this certificate. All right, I might have to. You know what? I'm gonna delete it and start it again. So let's try that. I'll go back here for this Vaultwarden, and I'm going to delete this one. Delete it, and I'm gonna create a new one. Okay, so it's gonna be vw.domain.tld. Press enter, and the scheme whatever, I'm gonna leave it there for now. And IP address here, I will just do Vaultwarden. The forwarding port, we'll put 80. WebSockets are on. And then here, we're gonna force HTTPS and hit save. So let's created it here. So the destination will be inside the container to the Vaultwarden. So this should be able to pick it up. Okay, so if I go here, I hope you guys understand why I told you why I really. That's why I use the command line. You see that? All I have to do is you saw me create it. It's giving you problems. Now it works without a problem. Isn't that weird? Anyway, so let's create an account. Show.local, and I just say Edward. It's fine. Continue. There we go. Now it's asking to create a master password. that is hilarious. So it's it says important master passwords cannot be recovered if you forget it at 12 character minimum. So it's required. I'm gonna put in my master password and make sure I actually put it properly. No, come on. Okay, I'll just say tutorial. Okay, check unknown breaches for this password. No, I'm not gonna do that because this is a tutorial, but that's up to you if you want to check it. That's for tutorial, correct? So create the account. And then you can autofill your passwords. I don't like that option, but you guys, if you want, you can take care of that. So I'm gonna click add it later. And then it says you cannot autofill password without the browser extension. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, so you can get the extension and then autofill stuff. So I don't like that because, for example, I'm a programmer. Sometimes I'm testing things, and you know, I don't want to put like say my credit card information or whatever in it, and then when I'm testing, it actually uses my credit card. If you know what I mean. So that's why I do not do that. I thought this would be a little bit more responsive, but that's so you can import data from other obviously what do you call it, other password vaults. Password managers, and then you can also install the browser extension. So that the browser extension is if you want to quickly save logins and autofill forms. I'm perfectly fine without it, so I'm just going to hit dismiss. But if that's an option for you guys, and right now we're basically here. So you can add items. I've done a tutorial on Vaultwarden, so you guys can go see it. So the purpose of today's tutorial is just to show you that obviously this is a self-signed certificate, but if I click on not secure. Certificate details, you can see this is the information vw.domain.tld. Obviously, if this was a Let's Encrypt, it would be a soft-signed, it would actually use that one. And you can see this is our certificate, it expires in 10 years, that's the one we just created. So for local, this is perfectly fine, but you know, some web browsers and people complain, oh, it's a self-signed certificate, it's not really secure. Okay, whatever. So this is all I wanted to show you. So you can add items, you can send. Actually, the funny thing about this, very recently I had to send something securely to a client, but this would have been handful, and I said when I had to do the what do you call it, the Rumble wallet, I had to do that as well. So let's add an item. So you see the vault protects more than just your passwords. You can store secure logins, IDs, cards, notes, and secure. So let's click new here. So I thought I heard some metal tweaking outside. So for example, I can put let me make something up here. So I'll just say I don't know, YouTube, social login, whatever. So then you can choose a folder. At least I don't have anything here, and then the login. So I'll just say something like Edward, and I'll put in a password here. And then you can use an authenticator key, or you can get one to be generated, auto-generated, so that's perfectly fine. And then the autofill. So if this was for websites, so what do I call it there? So I'll just say something like HTTPS edward.com. That doesn't exist, but you guys can add other exercise, and I could say here login to fancy website. You can add more fields here. You can have a master prompt. That's all up to you. So I'll just hit save. So I like doing things manually, so this will be great for me. So if I want the password, I can just click here, or I can simply just copy it and paste it into whatever the thing is. And obviously, if I visit this site, it will autofill it. Autofill it in for me. Okay, so obviously you can edit. You guys get it, and then you can split things by folders if you wish. And obviously it has a history here when this item was created. Now if we go back to all vaults, you see we do have one here, one item. And you can see, I wish there's a way to make this, oh, maybe I'm zoomed in. Am I zoomed in? Looks like I am zoomed in. Okay, so I've zoomed out a little bit just so you can see a little bit better here. So it says all vaults, my vault, organization, favorites, login, cards, identity, you know, all this stuff here as well. So let me zoom back out to normal. Oh, I can actually read it. So if I click cards, so this card obviously for things like, say your as you can see here, this cards like whether it's for vehicles or some other things, hotel rooms, etc. Or I'm sure it also does what do you call it, credit cards as well. Yeah, so there we go. So if I had a credit card, I would put it in here. So let's say it's a credit card. Yeah, so here Visa, MasterCard, Discover, all those type of, or other, and then you can put the number in here, the expiration date, the expiration year, sorry, the month and year, and then the CVV, and then you can put notes in here. Again, I do something similar to this. I encrypt all my passwords. Yeah, I encrypt all my passwords, and what's the other thing I do? Credit card details and all bank details. Oh, banks, I forgot about that. Yeah, banks too. Your bank cards, all that kind of stuff as well. You can save it in here. So remember, this is encrypted, and it will be secure because it doesn't even allow you to log in without SSL certificate. So there we go. So you can add all that stuff in here, and yeah. So if you can also add what is this? You can add notes. Yeah. So sometimes, like if you need to, for example, it could be a password. Right, so if somebody gives you a password, you just want to, it's sensitive stuff. You see here, like sensitive data like banking or insurance details, you put it in here. Oh, right. So now one thing that I'm actually surprised people don't use this, it's been around since the 80s, is for example, when people send passwords and stuff, bank details through email, which blows my mind away. It's like they don't even encrypt it. So you should use something like GPG, and if I get something you see, you can also import keys in here as well. I believe this is what's this one here? New item. Yeah, so you can also have SSH keys in here. I used to have lots of keys as well, so I found a way to save them, but this would be very nice. So there's also what do you call those applications? You know, for the two-factor authentication. Those ones you can also import keys, you know, as well. So keeping being able to store everything in one place would be really, really nice as well. Obviously, this is for SSH keys. That's slightly different. But yeah, this would be a very, very a nice way to store. I would probably save that under text or something like that, or maybe it's cards. What else is this one? Filter identity, cards. We talked about that. Login. Yeah, and then obviously you can have your tags for making them a favorite. And then here we can have, if you want to send information secure. This is actually a nice feature. As I was saying, like if I was sending this to someone, I click new send. I can send them a text or a file. Now this is a fantastic little thing because, as I said before, I literally had to send somebody it was a file. It was actually showed an animated. It was for a client. So I used GNU GPG. I encrypted it and I showed them how to decrypt it. So I'm saying if you're going to send things in email, especially which are sensitive, I would recommend using something like this. Now I'm not sure what it actually uses. I'm going to assume it's going to use GPG keys, most likely, to send to someone, and then you can see here you can put a password. I'm almost 100% sure this is using GPG keys. Yeah. So actually, you know what? Let me search for that. What encryption does Vaultwarden use to send files? It uses it has end-to-end encryption, so this looks like it has its own encryption. Does it? Okay, that's Bitwarden. Looking Vaultwarden. Okay, I'll just say, does it use GNU GPG? blockchaining. Oh, it does not use GNU GPG, so I was wrong about that. It looks like it has its own encryption end to end. So I'm wondering, how does a person receive? Oh, the password. No, for native GPG is not used for sending messages or sharing files. Yes, for optional backups. So you can, for optional backups you can use it, but it's not used for sending. Okay, I didn't realize that. I searched for Vaultwarden, but Bitwarden keeps on coming up as well. Don't you guys hate it when you search for something and the AI thing comes up first? I find that really annoying. Anywho, so that's that one, and here's a password. If you need to generate a password, there's obviously a password generator as well. You can choose to have the alphanumeric or just alpha or just numbered. I don't know why you want to do that. I'll definitely grab one with special characters if it's possible. And you can even come up with a username. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that's actually a nice feature. I always need that as well. Okay, and then this one you can see the reports, exposed passwords, reused passwords, weak passwords, unsecure websites. That's all that information here for you. And then this is my account. Obviously, I can also go here to click to get to the account. And yeah, so that's my fingerprint. Oh my god, you guys can see my personal details. Okay. And then yeah, so there we go. And you can obviously purge the default, delete the account, all those options. So I'm going to log out. This is obviously password manager. And so as I said, this tutorial wasn't about Vaultwarden. It was simply the proxy manager and how to get it up, so you don't have to do that part. So I apologize. I did say that you can generate SSL certificates using the proxy manager. It looks like you can't. You can only do the Let's Encrypt ones. Yeah. So that's what happened. By the way, I'll just show you something very quickly here. You see, I'm still using Zettler. So this is the part that I kind of this is the part that I missed, which is already here. So as you can see, I'm still using Zettler here, as you can tell. Yeah, so I did prepare. It's just that I guess maybe the syntax highlighting kind of threw me off. All right, so this is Vaultwarden. This is the dashboard, and we installed this and NGINX Proxy using Podman Desktop, and you saw how quickly it was to set it up. And yeah. Obviously, back in Podman Desktop, you don't need to create different networks all the time, but I just did that because the first time you run it comes with one network. You may not want to use that because maybe you want to keep applications separate. So that's why it's a good idea to create, for example, an application like this. I only want the NGINX Proxy Manager to communicate with the Vaultwarden, not anything else. That's also another way to make things more secure. Okay, now the question is, would I use this? For my own personal use cases? I said I already have a method, and this is also open source, by the way, so I could see myself doing this, but for me personally, maybe because I'm getting older or whatever, I'm going to cut back on, for example, the number of cards I have, the number of websites I have to visit, and etc. So I also don't, I'm kind of a little bit wary where you have nothing against Vaultwarden or any other software like that. I'm also kind of a little bit wary where you click a button and then it automatically autofills, right? So that's what I'm saying. That what I'm thinking, because it most likely also uses JavaScript and all that as well, is that what if somebody makes up a fake site? For example, if we go back to this social login, right? What if somebody makes a fake site that fools Vaultwarden into thinking that it's edwardorjumbo.com, right? So it's going to post stuff there. That could just be a site that saves when people put in their password. Yes, there's sites like that which exist. You put in the password, it will grab it, and then we'll go try on some other fancy sites like maybe some social media, because most people are lazy, probably use the same password over and over again. It will probably try it and get in. So that's why I said I prefer typing stuff in myself. But I'm saying maybe I'm just more old school or old fashioned. So does this have a use case? Absolutely. I would definitely recommend this to my customers and to you guys if you're looking for an easy way to store all your passwords in one place. And I said, for me, I've had a need to store a whole bunch of passwords. So I said I have another solution which I've been using for like 20 years, and it works for me. But I could see myself moving to something like this. The only thing I noticed here, it doesn't have. I guess you're supposed to use for like I said, the two-factor authentication. It has. I guess I would have to use a text one or a note. That I would have to, yeah. So that's the thing that I don't like, because, for example, if I was showing this to you guys, it would the item would be here. For example, what I'm getting at is that they're usually JSON files, right? So the JSON will look something like this. it will say something like, I know it's hashed, but the point is it will say something like Edward, and then you'll have, it'll have like some whatever, right? Something like that, right? So what I'm trying to say is that if I accidentally even show it here, or somebody has to just take a screenshot, especially this with AI, AI can easily grab that and convert it, and like they say, Bob's your uncle. So that's what I'm saying, that I wish they had a special one just for keys. So what I mean by keys are, you put something in there and it's hidden. Even this one would work. Like, what I mean, if it's hidden, so you just paste, call it maybe something like a paste note, meaning that you can't see it until you click the preview. It's not shown by default. Obviously, I understand this, that if you actually think about it, this for sending is fine, but if this is a password manager, why do you allow me to put stuff in here and I can see it by default? So I think this would work. I repurposed it. I think this should be hidden by default. So because most people are just going to paste something in here, and then of course I can click and then see what it is, and that's fine. I think that's what it should be instead. This would work. So that's what I'm saying. That's one of the reasons I'm worried about using applications like this one. And then they want you to use the browser extension. As I said, I'm really, because those could be easy attack vectors. So what I'm saying, what if their extension gets exposed? Somebody could simply be grabbing that content and be sending it to their own server. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a little wary with things which have to be connected to the internet, especially when you put in your information there as well. So that's why I said I like my method, and it hasn't been, I've never been compromised. Even when I was living in downtown Toronto, and obviously here in the rural area, obviously it's unlikely, but you never know, right? So anyways, that's me. But yeah, I definitely do like Vaultwarden, and I would recommend it, especially if you don't have a way to store passwords. Because I've seen people, they have like sticky notes and all that stuff, and there's a customer of mine, I might actually be watching this. I do make fun of him because what he does is, I could call him sometime, and then he wants me to do something for him, so I'd ask him for the password or the credential. Then he speaks loudly over the phone, which is funny because anybody walking by can hear him, including his tenants when he used to have tenants. So that's why I always tease him about that. Anywho, so this is Vaultwarden, and that's the end of the tutorial, and obviously NGINX Proxy Manager. So quick overview. Vaultwarden is for storing, as you see, stuff like this. You can store notes, you can store cards, you can store obviously login information. It also has an option where you can do an autofill. There's also for the autofill, obviously you have to install the extension. I don't know if I might have actually installed the extension. Let me go to extensions here. I think I might have. Oh, okay, I did remove it. I used to have the extension. No, let's actually see. How do we get back to the extension? Right here. Okay, that's weird. This is probably the first application where it nags me to get an extension, and then it doesn't. There's no way to go back to if I really wanted it, which I want to show you guys now. I can't do it. Okay, wow, that is interesting. I'm actually blown away. Get apps. Okay, maybe it's under get apps. Extensions. Okay, so see, I'm using Chromium browser, so this is Chrome. So let's go to the. What is it? Bitwarden. What the? Okay, that is weird. Did they fork this and they didn't change that? That is super weird. I didn't expect to go there. Yeah. Maybe unless I know because I did install before. This project is not associated with Bitwarden, but clearly it went to the Bitwarden page. That was weird. Okay, that is so weird. There's no way to go and get the extension now. Let's say I want the extension. I'm like, okay, you've convinced me. Unofficial Bitwarden. Oh, it's compatible. Written in Rust, formerly known as Bitwarden RS. Okay, for Rust. Okay, gotcha. So so I guess I have to search for it. So say Vaultwarden extension. The official works with Chrome. Okay, so you have to get the Bitwarden one. Okay, so I didn't realize about Bitwarden. So this is the one you get, and then you'll be able to. Okay, so that's why they redirect the Bitwarden. Okay, so the Bitwarden will also work with your with Vaultwarden. Yeah, so this okay, I think I'll keep my opinion to myself. Alright, so let's finish this up. Alright, so you can take your skills further. I have books on Amazon. You can search for Editor Jumbo. The link is in the description. I have courses on jumboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need one-on-one tutorials, you can contact me on jumbo.com/contact, or if you need consultations, at jumboservices.com/contact. I also have some other recommended resources. I live in a rural area where there's no internet and the cellular service is sporadic, so I use a SpaceX Starlink residential service. This is my referral link. If you do use it and purchase the service, I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get the equipment. You'll get the you get a significant discount. In Canada right now, you get the equipment free if you do use a referral link. I also have this, the Honeywell heat-back personal ceramic heater. You see there, it has a low and high setting. I'll also show you on the webcam. The low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. And this little guy has saved me hundreds of dollars for heating, because in winter, which we are right now, this entire cabin is heated by propane. So somebody comes in the truck, fills it up once or twice a month. It's very expensive. So what I realized is right now I've set the temperature to 40 degrees Celsius, and when I feel a little chilly, I can switch this guy on, and I leave it on low for 5 minutes or whatever needed, and I just need to heat up my personal space. It's a personal heater. So you can pick it up on Amazon. This is my affiliate link. I'll get a commission. There's no extra cost to you. I have this. It's my first novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. So it's very affordable. It's mostly at cost. Pick it up if you have the means, and let me know what you think, because I love writing. Next, my latest and greatest is the Recession Business Blueprint. This is a guide to help you start a business during a recession. I started my business in 2009 during a recession, and that's the best time because you learn so much. But the good thing is I made this book for you. It's a guide. Show you how to search for business ideas, see if they're compatible, how to, maybe if you want to open up something that's goods based, how to contact suppliers, how to get it, because the suppliers are also a very good source for information. For example, a business you might want to do might actually be terrible during, say, winter, or might be perfect during winter. So those are the type of things you do. So when I started, one of the business I wanted to start, for example, was a laundromat. So I went and I went to talk to the person who could rent it to me. I talked to people who live in a bunch of buildings in the area. So I thought I was very smart. I had done my research. Then when I was in the area, there was a place it was a store. It was across the street, and the person had put it, I think, for rent, for rent. So I'm like, you know what? That's also not bad, because I realized there was some smaller houses, especially for downtown Toronto. It was weird, like detached and semis. I'm like, I'm saying that might even be a better one because that's more visible. So I went in there and I talked to the owner, and he told me, he said, "Kid, are you insane?" He goes, "Why would you open up a laundromat in this area?" He said, "I'll be surprised if the business is still around after 2 days." So I was blown away, right? So he had given me free information, and I was like, what is he talking about? Then I remembered when I was younger and we lived in an apartment building, the reason why nobody takes care of the equipment down there is because they're always broken into and whatever. Then I realized that this guy just, snapped me out of it. Then I realized that is why all these laundromats in this area are terrible, because my idea was to buy new equipment, fix it up every day and whatever. And I realized it's a full harm to do that. So what I'm trying to say is that I'll show you how you can go and find the research. Now, I highly recommend, if you're going to do a business where it's not like an online type business, I'm saying it's a physical business, so you have to have a physical presence, to actually go and in person and check it out. Because don't rely on people, because not because they are dishonest. I'm just saying that when you go, you'll find things which are not written about or talked about. I'll give you another example. When I was looking for land before I settled in this place, there was a place, the price was very good, and the way it was being sold was that it was an up and coming area, and they were saying, oh, there's a golf club here, there's like high, expensive homes being built, whatever. So you might think, oh, this is a great deal. I went there and it was raining. That is actually a good thing, I'll tell you what. It was raining, so you expect it to be muddy and stuff. Then I noticed something very interesting. There was a lot of mud, but there was no, this was in early spring. One thing I noticed was there was a patch, and Nothing was going there. I'm thinking that doesn't make any sense, because even from the pictures that the realtor site, they had like animals like deer and whatever there, but this didn't make any sense. So I went inside because I talked to the realtor and said, yeah, you can go visit. And so I went in there, and then I saw there was another ditch. What do you call it? What do you call that? A creek. So I'm like, oh, okay. I have to bring probably more dirt to fill this up. Then I realized, wait a minute. It's raining. I looked over, you know what I saw? I saw green ooze. Yes, green ooze coming out of the earth. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's why the land is so cheap. So when as soon as I got off the property, there was a lady walking, and I asked her, hey, you know what? I asked her, this area, did it used to be a dump? She goes, no, I wouldn't call it a dump, but she was like, the person has tried to clean it up. So then I was like, thank you very much. You see my point? That's the type of research nobody will tell you about unless you actually visit the thing yourself. Because I would have, just from the pictures and just from the area, like they're very close to each other. Like I'm not talking walking distance. You think, oh, this is perfect. This place is perfect. It actually even has one of the funniest things is it's environmentally protected, right? And then I'm like, yet clearly it wasn't even a dump. It's worse than a dump. Clearly it was a toxic waste, right? So that's what I'm trying to say is like, you have to do your own research. Don't just rely on others. And I'll show you all the tips and tricks I've learned, obviously, over my business career. All right, if you want to know more about me, I have a blog for every article I write. I'm a freelance programmer, software engineer, web developer, author, etc. My book page on Amazon. If you need support, ojamboservices.com for consultation services. And if you're ready to learn, ojamboshop.com. And if you want to contact me, you can use the comment form. The comment form stays up for 14 days after the article goes live. So you can, for example, today's topic is the Vaultwarden NGINX Proxy Manager, all password managers in general. So all that is perfect. But the best way to contact me is to use the contact forms. Why can't I scroll down more here? What is going on here? Okay, what is going on here? I have to make this small. Give me a second. Sorry about that. This Firefox browsers are so annoying. Wow. Okay. Are you kidding me? What in the world is going on here? Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, I didn't realize. Okay, that's a weird bug. Okay, anyway, so ojambo.com/contact, ojamboservices.com/contact, and ojamboshop.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, the channels are Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube.